Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
This is Newcap News with Bart Pediasic.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Police say suspects using a track hoe are to blame for more than $10,000 worth of damages to a grain elevator north of Lloydminster. Police have supplied this photo of the scene where the elevator in the RM of Britannia was damaged last week. Maidstone RCMP also say they've received numerous complaints of oil field thefts from the area recently. If you have any information on this crime, you're asked to call RCMP at 306-758-5670. A case of street racing in the county of Two Hills has led to the arrests of a couple of area teens. Police began the investigation after a serious vehicle crash on Highway 36 and Township Road 534 last month. Abraham Peters of Neilburg and George Thiessen of Two Hills, both 18 years old, are facing charges of dangerous operation of a motor vehicle while street racing and criminal negligence causing bodily harm. Peters also faces a charge of impaired operation of a motor vehicle. Both teens are expected to make appearances in Saskatchewan Provincial Court in the near future. To agriculture news now. Successful agriculture depends on a healthy bee population, and they're extra important for the prairies as more than a half of Canada's bee colonies are in Alberta and Saskatchewan. In this week's agriculture report, Gerard Lampow visits one beekeeper who maintains a passion for the popular pollinator.
Got about 250 hives, I guess. The most I've had is 400.
8 kilometers east of Mervin, Lee Monteith has honed out a love for bees. His family has been raising cattle on this property since 1906. The buzz on the ranch came as a grade 12 job, and despite the challenges, he has stuck it out.
It's typical farming, right? You've got really good years and you got really bad years. It all depends. Last year the honey production wasn't very good around here. I'm not really sure why, but it wasn't. But the price was up, so that helps out.
The challenges of beekeeping include anything from fighting mites to surviving winter, and of course there's this whole discussion about the use of pesticides. Lee Monteith is looking at his hives now, and we're just going to check out, see what's he seeing inside.
But that's getting rather full of honey here. We've got a few more days and they'll have that right full, and then they'll start capping it over with a wax capping.
About 77% of Canada's honey goes to the United States. Given the weaker loonie at US $2 per pound, Canadian beekeepers could benefit from a larger slice of the US market. But the discussion of the effects of pesticides on bee populations remains. Lee's bees are fortunate he has a good thing going with his canola growing neighbors.
I mean, you let them know where your bees are situated, but I mean, accidents can happen, and I did have a couple yards that took a pretty good hit.
But this bee man remains motivated.
The price of honey right now is fantastic, and if the weather cooperates and the diseases are kept under control, I think we're quite successful.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.